Well, hello there everybody, and welcome back to another Let's Play of the game Pike and Shot. It's back by popular demand. A lot of you guys have asked for it, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Of course, Pike and Shot, for those of you that don't know, is a game that, a turn-based game that is sort of hex-based, similar to sort of a online board game. Sort of war games like, you know, Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer. It's very similar to that, but it's online, and it focuses on the time period of the 30 Years' War, as well as the English Civil Wars, the Italian Wars, all between the 15th, 16th, 17th centuries, etc. And we're going to go ahead here. We did the English Civil War last time, so I'm going to do the 30 Years' War this time. And it says here, tensions between Catholics and Protestants simmering since the Peace of Augsburg in 1555 has escalated in recent years. With the impending death of the aged Holy Roman Emperor Matthias, the Protestant Bohemian nobility have rejected the election of his militantly Catholic cousin Ferdinand of Austria as Crown Prince of Bohemia. They have shown their displeasure by throwing his representatives out of an upstairs window, triggering war. War is destined to last in Germany for 30 years, with foreign intervention by Danes, Swedes, Spanish, French just adding to the turmoil. Much of Germany will be devastated by the depredations of the warring army. So we're going to go ahead and accept that and select Next. Okay, here we go, guys. So, the first time is Battle of Pilgrim Lomnitz. Now, there's any number of battles we can choose. We don't have to pick these battles in order or anything like that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just get started with the first. And here we go. Heinrich Matthias von Thurm, you are in command of a Protestant army in pursuit of a Catholic imperial army. Under the Count of Bucquoy, the enemy appear to be planning a delaying action to hold up our advance so their army can escape under cover of night. The road goes through terrain that will prevent our forces from all being brought to bear at once. We must break through their rearguard and put their main army to flight. Okay, so it looks like they're probably going to go ahead and try to funnel us through some, not impossible to go ahead and attack with all our forces together here. So here we go. The enemy are attempting to delay us till nightfall. We must break through their rear guard as quickly as possible, put their main army to flight. We need to make good use of our artillery to support our units. We need an advantage in numbers, but the approach is narrow. Okay, so we have to be careful approaching here. I'm going to go ahead, and if I can, I'll go ahead and increase some of these units. I think force selection is probably delayed here, since this is just a historical battle, not a custom battle. So I'm going to go ahead and just select. And we're going to go ahead and get started here. So it is my turn as the Bohemians. We're going to go ahead and move slowly, but of course I don't like these woods. Now, this is the narrow pass they're talking about here. So I'm going to approach these woods cautiously. And there we go. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We already revealed an enemy unit. I'm going to fire back. Unfortunately, we're not going to do much damage. And I think our best bet, they're definitely going to have another unit over here. I can already tell. Our best bet is going to be to go ahead and basically try to break this unit first, and then we can worry about the other enemy units. And as you can see, look at that. They already found us, detached musketeers. So let's move up with our arquebusiers. And I'm hoping, unfortunately, they're out of range. That sucks. Alright, well, we're just going to have to keep moving them up this turn. And we'll move some tercios up. Now, tercios are Spanish pikeman units, and these guys were well known throughout the 30 Years' War as being some of the most brutal but greatest fighters in the war. You know, this was during the age of when muskets were first coming to bear, and these guys refused. I mean, of course, some of them had muskets, but mainly they used that amazing pike and really kicked ass. So we're going to go ahead and move these cannon units up. I'm not going to detach them yet because I want to get into range of the enemy army. Of course, I'm not just going to go ahead and start detaching things left and right. So let's go ahead and keep moving these guys up. Move these tercios up one more. Let's make sure these guys can't move up one more. Okay, nope. And we'll move these tercios up as well. So right now, we're just slowly moving our army up. I may go ahead over here and just check out, make sure there's nothing hidden here. And luckily there isn't. I don't want the enemy magically flanking us in the middle of the battle. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. So now it is the enemy's turn, and we'll see what they do. Alright, residual shooting phase. You guys know what happens here. This is when, if a unit is in range and hasn't fired in the last turn, it will, of course, go ahead and open fire. Alright, pretty decent volley by the enemy, but we got a good one back. And it looks like we want to get to this tiny town over here. That may be where the enemy army is, or not. We don't know. It's now our turn again, guys. Let's try to make this a worth it one. So I really want to break these guys. I want to see, can we actually charge? We can, but unfortunately we're going to lose if we do. As you guys can see, we have a 0% chance to win. I think our best bet is to just try to wound the enemy as much as possible. Let's go ahead and get up close here. Let's move these guys up too. Alright, that didn't work out so well, but I'm going to go ahead and take this unit as well. I don't know if I can turn it this turn. Apparently not, but I'll turn it next turn. And we're going to use these tercios to wipe out these detached musketeers. Let's see how these guys would do. Again, just as bad in terms of actually trying to charge into the enemy unit. They just can't do it. So we're going to go ahead and just try to pepper them with shots, really weaken them before our tercios get there. And we'll actually send this cavalry unit into the woods. Maybe we can have a little surprise for the upcoming enemy army here. I don't know. Let's go ahead and move these guys up. Tercios, you can move too. And one of the reasons that these guys can't shoot is they're just turned the wrong way, but we're going to actually break right with all of these cavalry. I'm going to break them through these woods and bring them around, sort of making two pincers here. And of course the tercios, the spearmen units, will remain where they are now in the center, and they'll take the brunt of the damage and hopefully deal with most of the combat, because they do a pretty damn good job, so there's no reason to keep them from doing that. Let's go ahead. Alright. And we'll go ahead and end our turn and see what the enemy has in store for us, see if they can reveal any more of their units. Wow. Alright, well, we're opening up pretty nicely on these guys. And there we go. We've got some enemy tercio units, or pikemen units, excuse me. They're probably not Spanish tercios, but they look pretty ready to fight. And actually, now that I'm thinking, veteran tercios, we are a Protestant army. And this just goes to show you, tercios, I believe, are Spanish. It just goes to show you how in the 30 Years' War, really religion, even though it was usually the main factor in a battle, you know, the main reason, basically, that armies would fight. In all honesty, a lot of the armies were made up of both Protestants and Catholics. It really didn't matter. It was more your nationality that was an issue. In certain battles, your religion mattered a lot, but, you know, we hear all the time in all sorts of documentaries and certain films, like one of the best movies I've seen on the subject is The Last Valley, about the 30 Years' War, and it really explains how religion really didn't matter. You could be Protestant, you could be Catholic, and you could be fighting for either side. Here we go, guys. We are slowly breaking through these guys in the woods. As you can see, we're totally covering them with arquebusiers. And I'm going to go ahead and move these guys over here to open up, or actually to flank the enemy if we can. And let's have these guys go ahead and open up. And we'll move these tercios up, and hopefully next turn the tercios should be able to charge into the enemy. While that's happening, we can finally get on the road here. I don't like having these men on an open road, because I'm getting the feeling that we're being set up for an ambush, especially since we're closed in by these two woods. And of course, the game itself said that this was going to be a very narrow pass. I'm very wary of just moving through this, you know, in a single file line. I don't think it's the greatest idea. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. I love the return fire by all my arquebusiers. Although those guys in the woods are getting really good shots on my cavalry units. My arquebusier units, I should say. So there we go. I see where the narrow pass is. It's between these two lakes. We basically have to break through that area. I'm sure that there's going to be things in that town before we even get there. But that's the goal, is to get to those pikemen units and just crush them. Alright, let's go. What can we do? What can we do? Alright, at this point, we may actually be able to win with a charge. So I'm going to go ahead and try for a charge here, guys. He's going to try to evade the charge, and there we go. He did succeed in an evasion, but he's not going to evade this charge. And this is where we absolutely crush the enemy. They're now disrupted, and we may even be able to make them fall back. That would be awesome. Let's go ahead and... Can we turn these guys in? Let's go ahead and see if we can charge the enemy with our tercios. Oh, these are just detached musketeers. That makes sense. We have tercios back here. Fire with the detached musketeers. And let's see if the charge here would work. Not yet, unfortunately. Might as well go ahead and turn back with this guy. And we can't get any... Can't actually see the enemy. It's interesting. Fire again, and just keep working our way in. The way we destroyed that last group, that's how we're going to destroy this one. I want to be really careful with our cannons, because if they just start destroying our cannons, we're going to really be stuck for the end of the battle. So I want to move the cannons up slowly, but I still want to make sure that they're being moved. fire on this guy. Let's go ahead and move the cannons up. And we'll have the terraces stay in between the cannon units. This way, if one cannon unit goes down, we still got another one to keep up the fight. I'm going to move these guys through the forest as well. A lot of these guys are going to be moving through the woods. I think that's probably the safest way to approach whatever's going to be waiting for us over here in this small little hamlet. Alright, let's see. Can we charge? Beautiful. We actually flank attack the enemy. We got some impact. I'm surprised that that didn't make them run all together, but it's a good start. Let's go ahead and move up. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and end the turn and let the enemy do their thing. Beautiful. So we got a unit to break, guys. This unit is going to be running home as quickly as possible, and it's going to add to basically the rating of our actual army. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So the enemy has a lot of guys prepared to fight, and it looks like they've already opened up with their artillery, actually, or cavalry units chasing these pikemen, guys. Here we go. Wow, yeah. We disrupted the unit with a hail of musket fire there. Interesting. So I'm definitely going to be putting... Oh, wow. I knew they were going to have some musketeers or something in that village. I'm going to have to put the cannons on this side of the two rivers, obviously. Or not rivers, lakes, I guess you'd call them. And go ahead and use them to fire at the enemy. But it's not going to be easy. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first video. I really can't wait to get started. We've got this army versus the evil Catholics. I know I played Catholics last time, but now I'm a Protestant. You can see how easily I switch religions here for the good of a good fight. But if you guys enjoyed the series, make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. And seriously, leave a comment, because I wasn't sure about re-bringing this series back. But if you guys enjoy it, I'm going to keep playing it. Thanks so much, guys, and have an awesome day.